The movement system. MK9 has such good movement that it may even be the best Mortal Kombat game in terms of movement. Now, I'm not just talking about some of the fast walk speeds that characters have in this game, but more so of this mechanic called block dashing. For those of you who don't know what block dashing is, let me briefly explain. In this game, you can do forward and back dashes. You can cancel out of these dashes with almost anything. Normals, attacks, specials, jumps, and block. To demonstrate, I'm going to show you Baraka doing 3 forward dashes from full screen. Now I'm going to show you Baraka doing 3 forward dashes from full screen while canceling each one by tapping the block button. You can see how much faster Baraka is moving on the ground now. This is called block dashing. Each forward dash's ending lag and recovery is cancelled when you tap block, hence the term block dashing. The name pretty much explains itself. Block dashing is a huge part of MK9's neutral game. Every character can block dash, and it is a very important tool to learn. Think of block dashing kind of like the run from MKX, except block dashing requires a bit more execution to pull off properly. You can use block dashing to enhance your movement, string together some combos, weave in and out of footsies, better position yourself for anti-airs, and so much more. The block dashing is really what gives MK9 that fast-paced, freestyle, and fluid combat. And the great part of it all is that it's not attached to any meter or stamina system. It's all completely unrestricted. You can move how you want, whenever you want. Now let's move on to this interesting little dash variant that NRS allowed you to do in this game. When you forward dash or back dash, if you tap the down button immediately at the start of your dash, your character will enter a crouch animation while dashing. This was completely scrapped out of all NRS games moving forward from MK9, which is why you didn't see it return in MKX. It wasn't really all that useful on its own. However, I do want to mention a term that many of you who play multiple fighting games may be familiar with, a term called wavedashing. Now, wavedashing is in many different games. If you play Tekken, Smash Brothers, and etc., you've probably come across the technique. Basically, what wavedashing is it's moving forward with a downward motion and rinse repeating to cover ground. The characters look like they're going up, down, up, down. Think of it like waves from the ocean. You know how waves go down, up, right? Same concept. Hence the name wavedashing. Now the reason I bring this up is because you can apply a similar technique in MK9 called the wave block dashing, and what wave block dashing is it's a more complicated and harder to execute version of the standard block dashing. You're going to have to practice this a bit more to get it down really nice, but it's definitely worth it because there are going to be a few matchups you come across in this game where wave block dashing is very important. For example, if you're up against a Cabal and you don't know how to wave block dash properly, then the Cabal is going to have a field day zoning you out with instant air fireballs because you're not going to be able to know how to get around them without getting smacked in the face for trying to block dash. This made Cabal a scrub killer for those that didn't take the time to practice how to do this. It was very essential to shut down Cabal's autopilot zoning and force him to not rely purely on zoning to win. The movement in MK9 and the things that you could do with it is why in this game instant air zoning was not as problematic compared to some other NRS games like Injustice 1, where characters were more limited because they were bound to the limits of their own game's movement system. I'd like to thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for my next video coming where I'll teach you more about MK9.